Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have finally made it, baby. It's like Christmas Day for NFL fans. Welcome to the Sports Lounge Media. Guys, we have the schedule official release that's about to get going right now. First, we want to say a quick thank you to our sponsors, the Mogul brand and the Diamond Collection that make the Sports Lounge Media what it is. And guys, we're going to give a quick introduction to everyone on the panel, but guys, we are finally here. Sarai, take it away for me.
Yeah, so super excited. It's like Christmas today for all you NFL fans. We get to find out all the scheduling. So I want to introduce some of my colleagues here. We have Sports with Sunshine up at the top. We also have Bro Talk, Dirty Bird Central. Then we also have Down South Philly with his Down South Philly show. And then we have Ken's Pat's Talk as well with Ken. And then we have the Marshall Experience.
Yes, sir. If you guys want to go ahead, but say everybody's on their different channels. Guys, we are kicking it off. This is going to be an exciting night. We finally, I know we got a little bit of a teaser all week long, but now we are going to get to see the official schedules. And right now, I do believe that NFL.com has the week one schedule up and running. Woo! How are we feeling, gentlemen?
Good. Excited.
Yeah, waiting all season for this.
Optimistic.
He said optimistic.
But I don't know about you guys, but I kind of felt a little sad because they started releasing and leaking a lot of things. So the reactions might be a little different because everybody started getting their schedules. Anybody else feel that way?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the internet. It all comes out eventually, but it would be nice for just a little surprise every now and then.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so do we have any news with any schedules that have popped up yet?
I'm looking up here at the top. We have what seems to be, it looks like they're going one by one through week one right now. Week 9, we got Chiefs and Bills, 425. The rest of the schedule is not up on the screen at the moment, but the first 3 games I know confirmed. The first schedule I know that is confirmed is the Philadelphia Eagles will be taking on the Dallas Cowboys on a Thursday for the ring ceremony. We knew that one. That one got spoiled pretty much off the bat. After that, on a Friday, we have the Kansas City Chiefs confirmed taking on the Chargers in Brazil for the Friday game. And right now on the screen, I'm looking at this. We got the Bears at the Commanders in week 6 on Monday Night Football. Man.
Yeah, that Chiefs Chargers or whatnot in Brazil, I think that has to make it been a shootout. I can see that definitely been a shootout there. I definitely think the Chargers are an improved team. I think they had a solid draft. Chiefs, we know what the Chiefs are. I think the Chiefs had a solid draft as well. But the Chargers, I'm very interested to see Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, those receivers they got in, the running back they drafted, the kid out of Carolina and whatnot. I think that the Chargers really can be a threat this year to the Chiefs in that tough AFC West division.
They're in a different country as well, so I think that's going to totally be a totally different setup for both teams, for sure.
Absolutely, and I just seen something in regards to the Atlanta Falcons. It looks like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be traveling to Atlanta in week 1. How are we feeling?
Good. Need to shut them up. Buccaneer fans will cocky this offseason. They had an okay draft. Didn't like their free agency moves. Everyone's sleeping on us like every year, but we got to prove them wrong. But I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, it's exciting to see. It looks like this season, the NFL, like we had talked about earlier in the week, really put an emphasis on divisional games in the first week. I mean, you've got, it looks like you've got, you got Philly playing Dallas. You've got Tampa playing Atlanta. I believe the Commanders will be visiting the Giants in week 1. The Vikings going to Detroit. It's a lot of Monday Night Football games. The Monday night schedule, week 1, we've got Vikings, Bears, week 2. Texans and Buccaneers, Chargers and Raiders, a doubleheader in week 2. Week 3, you've got the Lions traveling to Baltimore, and then week 4, another doubleheader with the Jets and the Dolphins and the Bengals and the Broncos.
So with the Eagles having 6, because we'd had this conversation earlier today, right? The Eagles have 6 primetime games, which at that point I was like, wow, like 6 of them, right? After looking at the schedule, do we realize that the Chiefs and the Cowboys both have 7? How do we feel about that?
That's not a shock to me.
You guys shouldn't be mad.
I'm not.
You guys shouldn't be mad. You got your 6. In my opinion, it's the Cowboys. They will always be, as much as y'all hate them, they are America's team. They drive the money for the NFL. And the same thing with the Chiefs, even though you guys put a butt whooping on them. They are the
we've got
drivers.
All right, we got week 5 Monday night. You've got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got the Buffalo Bills in week 6 doubleheader going to Atlanta with Chicago going to Washington. Week 7, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Detroit in a doubleheader, as well as the Houston Texans going to Seattle.
Man, that's gonna be a lot.
Colton would like to know who the Rams got week 1.
They got the Texans at home.
Texans at home.
Yeah.
That Texans O-line is going to get eaten up by the Rams defense.
Oh, yeah. CJ Stroud's going to struggle that week.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy that they didn't do anything to fortify that offensive line.
So for the last October Monday night game, you've got Washington traveling to Kansas City in week 8.
I like the Monday Night Football schedule this year so far.
Yeah, there's a lot of good. It looks like I think this year's Monday night games look a lot better than Monday night or last year's. They look very competitive.
I'm excited. My Patriots are back in prime time. We got like 4 prime time games. So I'm hyped about that.
Okay.
The November we've got the November schedule for Monday night. You got the Cardinals going to Dallas, Philly going to Green Bay. We're getting our get back there. You got Dallas going to the Raiders, and then in week 12, you got the Panthers traveling to the San Francisco to take on the Niners. We got the Panthers in a primetime game.
I think people are sleeping on
They're
them.
coming alive.
I think people are sleeping on them. Honestly.
Not to mention when we meet Green Bay, hopefully the tush push stands, because then they will really get to feel that.
So
they're playing
odds via Caesars Sportsbook is Eagles over 11.5 wins at plus 115. Do we think they get? I think that's guaranteed. Sorry, but it is.
That's the over/under for the Eagles.
11.5.
11.5.
They kill that.
I gotta look at y'all's schedule.
That's 14 easy. It's 14.
He said 14, my man.
Hey, listen. I'm either going 14-3 or 13-4. We ain't losing more than 4 ball games, or we shouldn't.
Well, it's all up to your OC, in my opinion. Will you have?
You gotta stay healthy too.
Yeah, that too. Will it be a
course,
repeat of 23, or will you guys carry it? You know what your success was. I think they carry it. Right. No. Game coordinator. You still have Stoutland. Vic Fangio's still here. So
I agree with you.
That's the biggest thing is Vic Fangio, because we had 2 new coordinators, and that's what really messed us up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I agree with you.
I think Jalen will be fine with a new offensive coordinator. Look what he's done prior. I mean, the fact that like Down South said we had 2 brand new coordinators the last time, and that's tough.
Yeah.
So the new coordinator that y'all have now, do y'all have any background in? Like, has he been in this system for a while, or?
Yes, he's been with the Eagles for a while.
He's Nick's
he was the pass game coordinator last year.
So essentially, it might not be a new coordinator. It might just be like a new.
Same thing happened in 23. He wasn't a new guy. He got promoted within.
Right.
You just never know.
Offense wasn't really as much of an issue as defense for us in 23. Our defense was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. All right, hold on. We got the December Monday night games. We've got week 13, the Giants traveling to New England. The Eagles traveling to LA to take on the Chargers. Week 15, you've got just week 15. You got the Miami Dolphins going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Week 16 on Monday, you got the Niners going to Indianapolis on the Colts. That one's kind of a snooze fest. Week 17, you got the Rams headed to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in Atlanta.
Okay.
That's gonna be a challenge. It depends. Like someone said it earlier, health-wise. How are teams looking health-wise? And what are the playoff implications? Because that'll be a playoff implication game, in my opinion.
That Dolphins-Steelers game is very interesting. I don't know what it is, but something's going on with the Dolphins. I can see them taking a step back this year.
I agree.
I can see them. I think McDaniel's he's on the hot seat. You got Tua. Is he going to stay healthy? Tyreek wanting out. And so then they about to trade Ramsey, so they're going to trade him somewhere soon. They lost Javon Holland to the Giants, so I can definitely see the Dolphins taking a step back. Something strange going on with Miami this year.
Finishing last in that division.
We got a Cowboys fan in the chat, and it looks like they're saying that they're getting a free win against Las Vegas. So
let's peek it. Let's hold on. Let's peek it.
Ashton Genty is about to eat that defense alive. You don't realize how bad that interior is for the Cowboys.
So yeah.
Saquon's going for 200 plus week 1. That's what I'm saying. I got Eagle fans here. I'm saying it. They didn't improve the defensive tackle spot. They got some busts in first rounds that are
hold on. So
but
Dallas has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 primetime games
right
now. They've got
now I'm pissed.
Nah,
That's 8, bro. Get out of here, bro. Come on now.
Marshall, don't make me buzz you. So
You can't even give your Super Bowl champion 7, bro. Get out.
Listen.
Stop it, Marshall.
Hey, listen. They're giving Dallas Christmas Day and Thanksgiving. They'll be on both. They'll be on both of
Thanksgiving's
those.
a given.
Yeah,
they're gonna be real mad when they only win 7 ball games next year.
It looks like JJ says Ewers is going to be QB1. That's what he's saying in the chat.
That guy is a transfer, man. He should not have elected this year.
The Rams play, so it looks like the 3rd game of the season. So Colton is letting us know.
This is
I'm looking forward to that matchup. I like the Rams and Eagles. I like that matchup. That should have been the NFC Championship anyway.
Yeah,
it's 1 and 2 for the NFC between those two teams, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. You know who I'm mad that we don't face though? I'm low key. I wanted my lick back against Baltimore.
Lick back.
Not this lick back, but I just wanted to shut them up again. I wanted to shut them up again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if they handle business, they can see us in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, that don't pan out very well every year.
Yeah.
Well, the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs go this year. It's someone's window. It's the
I got
Bills
a bold
and Ravens.
prediction. I don't think the Chiefs make the playoffs.
All right. We've got the confirmed international games. They're all like what they were. You got the Chiefs going to the Chargers in Brazil, the Vikings going to the Steelers in week 4 in Dublin, the Vikings and the Browns week 5 in London. Week 6, you got the Broncos and the Jets in London. Week 7, the Rams and the Jaguars in London. Falcons, Colts in London, as well as the Commanders and the Dolphins in Madrid, Spain, for the first ever Spain NFL game.
Can I hear you down there? I have said what I said.
The Chiefs not making the playoffs.
Listen to me. If they don't win their division, they are struggling. Their division is full of wild cards. You got other wild cards in all of AFC, brother. They don't win their division. They're struggling.
You got to take off the hate cap.
No, it ain't no hate cap, brother. I promise you. They've made no additions. I understand it's Andy and Pat. I get it, but their whole division is made improvements, drastic improvements.
They took a wide receiver out of Utah, Jalen Royals. Keep an eye on that wide receiver, Jalen Royals. I think he could be critical for the Chiefs this year.
They upgraded on defense.
We're gonna be right back to doing Chiefs things this coming year.
It's the Chiefs. You can't ever count out Patrick Mahomes or Andy Reid.
No, and you can't. But you can't ignore the fact that their whole division has drastically improved while they've stayed put.
The whole division been improving for years, and the Chiefs have still been on top.
No, the Raiders have not been improving, brother. The Raiders have not been improving.
Yes, they know. A couple of years ago, the Chargers were supposed to overtake the Chiefs, and they still haven't done it. So I think the Chiefs.
The Raiders and the Broncos have been in the bottom of the league for the last 5 years. What are we talking about?
All right, here's my prediction. It's going to be Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers. All 3 make the playoffs, and then the Raiders have one more down year before they're competitive. That's my opinion.
I can get behind that. Also, to run back to Ken's point, I mean, I think that right now the AFC West is or not Ken's, but this point that we're talking about, I think that the AFC West is definitely going to be more competitive next season. Yeah. I don't necessarily know that the Raiders have gotten good enough that we can sit here and say they're going to win that division. Kansas City, I agree with Bro Talk and with Ken when we say this. As long as Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes and Spags are all in Kansas City, that team will always be competitive. However, I do see them taking a step back, but I don't think they're going to take a step back to 4. I think they'll go as far back as 2. And then we got the Chargers at 3. I had the Broncos taking that division. I think the Broncos are going to be significantly better.
So let's clarify first thing first. I never said they were going to be last in the division. That never came out of my mouth. I said they weren't making the playoffs. That's what I said.
Look, that's fine.
Even that's crazy.
They could take the Tom Brady Patriots route, right? They had 4 straight. They won Super Bowls. They dipped a little bit, and then they made another run and pissed off the entire league. I think it's a
Right.
little bit of a dip, but I still think they make the
So
playoffs.
hold on 1 second. How many games the Chiefs won last year?
Was it 15?
15.
15.
games.
How many by single digits? By
No,
single
it doesn't
possession?
matter.
No,
A W is
hold
a
on,
W,
hold on,
right?
hold on. Hey,
Hold
hey.
on. W is a W, right?
All right.
Yeah, W's a W, but
right.
what are we talking about? We're talking about X's and O's. We're talking about a fumble that never should have happened. We're talking about, I mean, look at the games and how they
We're
won it.
playing. Hold on, but we're playing what ifs at this point, right? Eagle
They
fans
won
are
15
notorious.
games
Don't play what
last
ifs
year.
with me, right? Jalen Hurts, what ifs, right? Don't play that game with me, right?
Right.
So we're not going to
He
play
said-
what ifs with other teams. The record is the record. Will they win 15 games? I don't think so. I think
Absolutely.
If the Chiefs won 15 games last year, if they're going to take a dip, so what's that dip going to be? 12 games? 11
12,
games?
13.
12.
12, 13.
Right.
I could go to 12. I could go as low as
That's
12.
still a play. That's probably
That's
a
still a
number 2
playoff
seed
team.
in the
Playoff
AFC.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
I mean, who's going to beat them? Baltimore can't beat them. Buffalo can't beat them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to see them in the playoffs.
Sunshine, did we have any other releases come out?
They are on commercial break right now. They will return in 1 minute and 15 seconds, guys. So right now, we're kind of just talking about their current
I'm
release
saying,
schedule.
look, it does matter. It does matter. It's like the fact that they won by single digits definitely matters. They won close games that they shouldn't have won.
Kevin O'Connell's been
That's
doing
the
that for the
epitome.
Minnesota Vikings for 3 years. That's not. You can't say they can't do it again.
Hold on. This is a big one right here. We got the Mongol podcast says 9-8 for the
who?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Who are they losing to?
I'm saying
They've got the
dip is
Giants.
happening.
They've got the Jaguars. They've got
We
the
have most
Raiders
of their
twice.
games that we're able to pull up.
What?
Right? They've
Okay,
got the
what's
Colts.
that
They've got Dallas. They've got Houston. They've got Tennessee. They're
That's
not going to have a
9, 8,
losing
yeah.
record in their division. That's already 8 games. They're not losing those.
Nah.
I want what
Yeah.
y'all have.
I gotta see it, man.
Hold on, I gotta ask.
All right.
I gotta ask Ken. Looking at your schedule, do you think the Patriots take that leap as a wild card team, or do you think it's still one more offseason away?
Well, my expectation, and before even the official schedule came out, I think our floor is at worst 7 or 8 games. I think if everything go right, health, we got our rookies. We had a really good free agent class. If we can execute everything come together, I think we can get 10. And we got a chance to get out to a good start, 3-1, maybe 4-0, something like that. We got a good chance. We open up and Las Vegas comes to New England. I like our chances right now. I want to wait to see if Diggs going to be healthy. Some of the rookies and things like that. Geno Smith, Chip Kelly, and Pete Carroll. So they kind of I like. And Geno came to New England last year with Seattle and put a big number on us. He did real good against us. So I think right now, and I might change my mind between now and training camp. Assuming we stay healthy, get through the preseason, I can see us getting to 10 wins at worst, fighting for that last playoff spot. Those are my expectations. I mean, we won 8 games the last 2 years. So anything over 4 would be a success, right? But you got Vrabel coming in, you got McDaniels back. May gonna take that leap. I think we can be fighting for that last playoff spot, assuming everybody stay healthy.
Are you comfortable with how they rebuilt the offensive line?
I feel great about it.
Sarai, I am keeping an eye on the screen. I have this. I'm keeping an eye for the schedules. So
I was
I'm
about to
looking
say,
up.
I feel good about it.
I got some completed schedules. What I want to do is kind of like let's run by them real quick and just talk about each one, and then you guys give me your prediction without any substance. Got it?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. So let's start with the Cowboys since we have Cowboy fans in the chat. So they go week. Well, I'll start week 1. So week 1 Eagles,
Yeah.
week 2 New York Giants, week 3 Chicago Bears, week 4 Green Bay, week 5 Jets, week 6 Panthers, week 7 Washington, week 8 Broncos, week 9 Cardinals, week 10 Raiders. Then they come back. They go to the Eagles. We go to Dallas, and then it's Kansas City, and then it's the Lions, the Vikings, the Chargers, the Commies, and the Giants. What's everyone's prediction? Sunshine, go.
There is no reason not to believe Dallas cannot win 10 football games off that schedule.
Okay.
I could give them 10 wins and second in the division. There are plenty of winnable games on that schedule.
You think 10 wins is going to be second in our division?
Look at me in my face when I tell you the Dallas Cowboys
You got
are
a
going
hard-ass
to be
schedule.
second in the NFC East.
You don't think
promise
Washington
you.
wins 10 games?
Just sit back and watch. The Dallas
Hold on,
Cowboys.
Marshall, I'm gonna get to you. Hold on.
Hold on.
right,
Let me finish my spiel. I'll be quick. I'll land my. In the word of our great leader, I'll land my plane. Listen, The Dallas Cowboys have historically been so good against the NFC East. There is no reason to believe they can't split with us, they can't split with Washington, and they can't sweep the Giants. I understand the Giants have gotten better, but have they really gotten that much better? I don't think so. I'm going to take Dallas to win 10 football games. I think they can beat the Packers. I think they can make a game out of Denver. And guys, the Chargers, the same team that Houston belt to bottomed in the first round. Come on, man.
Okay, let's
I
go.
think-
Bro Talk. What do we have?
Yeah, go
What do you feel?
Seven wins, third in the division. That's what I got.
Thank you. Thank you.
Down
Finally, we agree on something. Thank you.
Down south, how do you feel about the Cowboys?
I gotta roll with my boy Sunshine on this one. I
My
see
man.
them possibly finishing second, third.
Okay.
They'll be battling
Ooh.
it out with Washington for that second spot for sure.
Okay.
Awesome.
If you twisted my arm, I would say 10 wins.
Okay, Ken, what do we have?
I
for
can see. I agree. I think Cowboys can win 10. I'm looking at schedule right now. I mean, they got Philly, the Giants, Bears, and Green Bay week the first 4 games. I think they can get 2 to 3 of those, 2 or 3 of the first 4.
Thank
They'll
you.
beat the Jets. They'll beat Carolina.
They'll beat Chicago.
They've always beaten. Well, I don't know. They've always beaten Washington and the Giants. They've always did that. If you look at that Prescott numbers against division, if you take away the Washington and the Giants, it don't look that good. But and then he's kind of over the years. He's kind of had Philly number 2, but that was before. When it was mainly with Carson Wentz, I believe. So
Right.
him and Hurts. There's something weird always going on with Hurts and Dak about to play. Looking at their schedule, I mean, huh?
I said they've only went head to head 3 times.
Yeah,
Hurts
so
and
I
Dak.
mean, so I can see them. I mean, Minnesota, we don't know what JJ McCarthy is yet. The Chargers, they've always. I mean, I think they'll be better with Harbaugh. They'll lose to Kansas City. Detroit, I'm not the biggest Jared Goff guy. I saw what Washington did them last year. I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas went. I think it's in Detroit. I wouldn't be surprised they win in Detroit, won that one. And then you got the Giants again. Well, I think they can get 10. I think they can get 10.
Okay, Marshall, let's hear yours.
I'm listening. I'm listening very closely.
Listen very closely and write down some damn notes. 9 wins. 9 wins. And that's only because third in the division. And that's only because I just seen the Giants release schedule and they faced 10, I repeat, 10 playoff teams from last year. That is the toughest schedule in the NFL. Okay, so that's the reason that they're not last in the division. Okay, first of all. Second of all, you're giving way too much credit to people in the past. Guess what? The Cowboys have changed. They got a new head coach that nobody wanted. They got no running game. Their defense is overpaid and is about to leave. The Cowboys are down bad, brother.
I can't wait.
I get it.
But the Cowboys have always been a good regular season team.
Dak has been in this league for 10 years and has shown me squat.
He's 33-8 versus our division.
Awesome.
Squat. He's done nothing. What does it do?
Let's move
What
on.
accomplishment is that? Does he go to the Hall of Fame off a division record, Sunshine?
So, hold
No,
on.
he does not.
This is
Okay,
what
let's move on. We're gonna move on. All right,
Yeah, we're gonna-
we
I got a
have
quick question.
Rams fan in
Nope.
the chat, so let's talk Rams. We have week 1 Cowboys,
Look at this.
week 2 Chargers, week 3 Browns, week 4 Texans, Titans, Eagles, Colts, 49ers, Ravens, Jags, Saints, 49ers, Seahawks, Bucks, Panthers, Cardinals, Lions, Seahawks, Falcons, and the Cards. How are we feeling for the Rams? Since we have a Rams fan.
That's not a bad schedule. That's a pretty. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a difficult schedule. I give the Rams 10 or 11
I
wins.
think the
off that.
NFC East, NFC West will be good this year. I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 11 wins
11 wins, Bro Top.
13 division winners.
That's a good one as well. Yeah. The only reason I didn't say 13 is because I felt like that might have been a bit high, but I could see 13 as well.
Okay. Down south.
I gotta give them 11 to 12. That defense is nasty, and all they did was
Nasty.
fortify us some more. And you already know what you're getting with Stafford, and I'm interested to see how Puka
And
and
they got Tay Adams.
yeah, I'm interested to see how that duo looks.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Ken.
I can see the Rams getting double-digit wins, mainly because they division. I mean, I don't believe Donald. Arizona is still a ways away. 49. I think the 49ers, they're going to take a small step back because they lost a lot this offseason.
I
and
agree.
they're still trying to get Purdy contract. Now, historically, the 49ers have owned the Rams. I think the Rams got them last year, like once or twice last year. But I think I could see the Rams with McVay, Adams, Puka. They've always been able to draft real good too. So I think I can see the Rams win double digit easily.
Okay, Marshall.
I'm going to say comfortably 12 wins. I think that this team is 1-2 with the Eagles.
Thank you. I didn't know how to do that. Thank you, Sarai.
No, I think this is the 1-2 punch in the NFC East, or sorry, just the NFC entirely. I think that this should have been the NFC Championship last year. I think that these are the two best teams. I could see them comfortably winning 12. I think that the 49ers and the Seahawks are kind of mid. Arizona, I think, is a couple off seasons away. They got to get rid of Kyler Murray. It's a bad situation over there. And but I think the Rams are definitely the division favorites.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So
I would agree.
So JJ in the chat, who is our Cowboys fan, says he thinks they're getting 8. So that's how he feels going with the Rams. 8 wins.
That's tough.
Wow.
Yeah, 8 wins is a little low for me. I can agree with Marshall. I think that the Cardinals, they had spurts last season where we were like, wow, this could be a really great football team. And then, there'd be times when you were like, ugh, what am I watching? You know what I mean? Like,
They're
Kyle,
second in the division.
yeah, I've got him at second as well, just
See,
because
that's how I feel about my pay. I think I think we can be the Cardinals from last year. That's what I think we can be. Yeah, that's how I think we can be this year.
I just don't think the Seahawks. You guys know how I feel about Sam Darnold, and I think the Seahawks are just. I agree with Marshall. Nothing the Seahawks. When I look at the Seahawks, I'm not moved. Like I'm not like,
they're a team that could surprise us, right? Cooper Kupp, JSN. They drafted another wide receiver. Sam Darnold could have another great regular season. We don't know, but. Me and Sunshine, we're not big Sam Darnold guys.
Probably the furthest thing from it.
Yeah.
I don't know of anybody who is.
So we have a couple of Birds fans in the chat too. So go Birds. We're getting a lot of Go Birds in the chat. So go Birds.
Go Birds.
Talk about the Eagles schedule since we have some fans in the chat. So week 1, we have the Cowboys. Week 2, Chiefs. Week 3, Chargers. Week 4, the Bucks. Week 5, the Broncos. Week 6, New York Giants. Week 7, the Vikings. Week 8, the Giants. Then we have our bye. And then week 10, we have the Packers. Week 11, the Lions. Week 12, the Cowboys. Bears, Chargers, Raiders, Commies. Then we have the Bills for a snowball, hopefully.
For real.
The Commies. So how does everybody feel about the Eagles schedule? Give me your wins.
Can I just go ahead and get mine out the way because I'm going to be quiet?
Well, I'm about to say
last, Marshall. I might have to.
All right. Fair enough. All right. I'm just trying to be cordial.
Okay.
Hey, I was gonna say, Sarai, you can steer it. Whoever you want to go first.
Okay. Let's talk Ken, since he's not an Eagles fan. How do you feel?
Well, I'm trying to pull up y'all schedule right now.
Okay, let's go with Bro Talk then. How do we?
I got it right here. I got it.
Go ahead, Ken.
So, home opener, crowd gonna be crazy. I think you'll beat Dallas. It'll be kind of back and forth to start, but you'll beat Dallas.
Okay.
Then you got Kansas City. So I think if you start off, I think you can win.
I don't think they lose until after the bye.
Oh my God! I swear it's a beautiful. He just said the most beautiful thing. Read my damn mind, man. Shit.
I think
Marshall, it's not your time.
I can see.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. That's my bad.
I think you win the first game coming from the bye. I mean, I think you lose at Green Bay. I think Green Bay will want to get revenge from y'all beat them twice last year. I can see Green Bay, y'all coming off the bye, feeling good, going to Green Bay, and Green Bay gives you the first loss.
Okay. Our tush pushes aren't working for Green Bay. I see. Ken's cat.
But
All right,
I see Green Bay as a loss. Go ahead.
Okay. Which other team do you think will lose against?
They're at Minnesota. I think you would beat Minnesota, but that's gonna be a tough one though.
Right.
I say Green Bay, Detroit, and you'll split with Dallas. But I think y'all sweep Washington this year and sweep the Giants.
Music to my ears.
Hey, that's little, bro.
Okay.
No. Hold on. I'm gonna go back. You split with Dallas and Washington. Split with Dallas and Washington.
Come
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
man.
You got 4 losses.
If
Split
we
with
sweep
Dallas
sweep
and
Washington,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
take
hard
it
to deal
back.
with.
No, split with Dallas and Washington, and you're gonna lose at Green Bay. And I think Detroit upset. No, y'all got Buffalo too.
On the
Yes.
road, but that's a
yeah.
week 17. I mean, that's a week 17 game. At that point, the season will probably be decided. We'll know who's going to be doing what.
Green Bay, Dallas, and Washington. Those are the 3 losses I got y'all having.
Okay. What about you, Bro Talk?
Yeah, I mean, without going too much into it, I have them winning 14 games, number 1 seed. Once again, I think NFC runs through Philly until proven otherwise.
Okay. That's strong. All right.
I love
Let me
it.
hear my Eagles fans. Let's go with Sunshine first.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with what everybody's saying. I think there's no reason to believe that this team isn't a 12 to 13, even a 14 win football team. I think that, we will definitely probably split some of these divisional series. I think we can still sweep the Giants. Going back on what Ken was saying, I mean, we have to go to Lambeau. That'll probably be a challenge in and itself, but I could see us winning that game. I'm going to be honest with you. The only games on the schedule, I could see us going into Kansas City and possibly laying a duck. I could see us possibly, losing to Dallas in Dallas, but I don't think that we will lose to Dallas at home. If we split with them, we'll lose to them in Jerry's World.
Right.
I could definitely see us, going to Buffalo and playing in a close game. It depends on if the starters are in that game or not. Minnesota, I don't have that much faith in Minnesota. I don't think JJ McCarthy's going to be a guy that's just going to carry Minnesota to this great thing. And I agree with Bro Talk. Right now, the Eagles are the man to beat in the NFC, and there's no reason right now, looking at what we've lost and what the defense currently looks like, there's no reason to believe that this Philly team can't win 12 to 13 games. But I do think our division is going to be particularly competitive. Give me 13 wins. Final answer.
Real quick, while we talking about the NFC East, just a real quick question I was going to ask a while ago. The Giants, do you think Dayball makes it through the season? Because their schedule is brutal.
If the Giants can't get 9 wins, he's gone. And they have the hardest.
The
schedule's not his fault, though.
Do you think he gets fired
but
midway through the season?
It doesn't matter how they look.
No, I don't think they do that, especially with them trading up and drafting Jackson Dart.
I agree.
That's an investment
that
you want to pair with your head coach and GM.
Right.
Now, with that being said, though, Chicago did that, didn't they? Where they drafted Caleb Williams and changed the head coach next year. I mean,
but that was on them. They should have.
Oh, I know it was bad coaching. I 100% agreed. I'm just saying.
Now, hold on.
It's happened.
Okay.
Let me say one piece on that. Is when do we say enough's enough from Dabo? Because the whole time he's been in New York, his best season was what, a 9-8 season where they got bounced out in the wild card. So when are we going to cut the line for New York?
Let's just say Jackson Dart starts the season. Let's just say Jackson Dart starts the season, and they don't see what they like from him, and they go like 2-8 or something like that.
Oh, he's fired.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
but
he's gone.
if they're struggling, and Dart comes in like after Thanksgiving or something like that, he's showing. So I think they'll keep Dayball for at least the rest of the year or whatnot. Evaluate all season. But if they start with Dart and it's bad, like they're like 2-8.
I mean, we can't ignore the fact that he's not had a more talented roster until now. He's had breadcrumbs to work
pretty
with.
Good now.
Their last year's draft class, and then this one's besides the Jackson Dart selection.
Right, I can agree.
They had a stellar draft.
Yes, Malik Neighbors, Abdul. I mean, they're building 100%, but it's just
Okay, let's go with down south. I'm gonna leave you.
I got us winning about 13 games. The schedule doesn't look too tough to me. But we're just basing this off of last year's. We have no idea how these teams are gonna actually look once we line it up. But just judging from what we suspect, I say about 13 wins. I'm so glad that we get to play the Bucks because it's time to dispel this narrative that they own.
I need y'all to kick their butts.
Yeah. Hey, bro,
ask you for it.
Bro, I was just finna say Dirty Bird. I said this season it ends. We are going to beat Tampa Bay and Tampa. We need you guys to win the NFC. We need you guys to win the NFC South so we can come to Mercedes-Benz because we always go to the NFC South champion the following year. So we need you guys to secure it so I can go to Georgia next season.
Okay. Awesome. All right, Marshall, let me hear your spiel on this.
I'm with Bro Talk on this one, and he kind of stole my thunder there, but I don't think we lose until after the bye. And I'm dead ass about that. I'm going to even say that we beat Green Bay. And I can be a little biased about that just because I'm going to be at the game. But I do see us maybe dropping one against Detroit, maybe splitting with Dallas. That typically does happen. And then I would say Buffalo is another glaring challenge. And so I would say I'm going to comfortably say 13 to 14 wins. But if you were twisting my arm, I would say 14-3.
Okay, awesome. Sounds about a pretty good.
That's a great season.
That's a great season.
All right, so let's talk.
That's a number one seed in the NFC for sure.
Let's talk Falcons because we have Bro Talk, who is a Atlanta Falcons fan. So we have we're going to
pull them up.
We're going to go week 1, starting week 1. Lions, Titans, Cowboys, Bucks, Vikings, Panthers, Commies, Bills, Niners, Dolphins, Pats, Colts, Panthers, Saints, Jets, Seahawks, the Bucks, the Cards, the Chargers, and the Saints. So let's start with down south. How do you feel the Falcons are going to do?
Man, this schedule doesn't look that bad to me, actually. So I got them winning about 10 to 11 games this year.
Okay. Do you have a feeling for the division? Where do you think they'll end?
It's going to come down to them and the Bucks, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they'll duke it out with the Bucks for the division. But the Panthers, though, we can't forget about the Panthers.
Yeah.
Hey, Carolina gonna be nice this year. Carolina gonna be a problem this year.
Yeah,
I agree.
Okay. We have so in our chat, JJ, who's our Cowboys fan, he is saying Atlanta is losing 5 games. So that's what he has for Atlanta losing.
That's a stellar season for Atlanta.
yes, it is.
That's phenomenal.
Okay. Let's go with Marshall this time since it's not Eagles talk. Let's talk Falcons. How do you feel?
For me, I have to see it. Bro Talk, I love Michael Penix, but I got to see more, brother. I got to see more. Coming in for Kirk Cousins last year, he kind of was forced into things. I'd kind of be interested to see him in a full off season, coming in, getting with the players, building the chemistry. But I could see 9-8. I could see 9-8, which I think is a good season for Michael Penix. You got James Pierce Jr., you got Jalen Walker. They're starting to build that defense. I think they're an offseason away from really being the threat to be the division leader for a while.
Okay. Sunshine?
Yeah, so with the Atlanta Falcons, last season they got off to a pretty decent start. They were dominating their division early on last season, so I don't think that there's any reason to believe that they can't do that again. Because with considering all the turmoil that was in Atlanta last season during that time, I think that I'm going to give Atlanta 11 wins. I think they're going to take the division. I do think that Carolina is going to finish in a. I don't know if I'm ready to pull the button and say second, but I think Carolina's going to surprise both Tampa and Atlanta at least one time this season. I think I can see them splitting, but I don't know, man. I want to say Carolina because of the progress they showed, but at the same time, was it enough for me to put them at 2? I don't think so. I'm going to take Atlanta at 11 wins. I think they'll win the division, and I think they'll sweep the Saints. Call me crazy. I don't think that Baker Mayfield can replicate the success he had a year ago. I think there's a good chance they could sweep the Bucks and split with the Panthers. I'm gonna go 11. I'm gonna go 11 wins for the Falcons, and they'll tie up the NFC South.
That's bold, sir. That is bold.
Okay, got it. Down south, how do we feel for the Falcons?
I think.
You already went.
Who?
I think Ken's up.
Okay, yeah. This is gonna be kind of odd because we got Atlanta this year and we got week 9. I got the Falcons going 8 and 9. Listen, I do like what they have. I think they're building some. I think they miss it. I think they're a year I think they need one more wide receiver. I like London. I think y'all still got Darnell Mooney, if I'm not
Yeah.
Y'all don't never use Kyle Pitts, right? I like Robinson, but I think you're missing something else on the outside. I would like to see y'all add a corner. I love the pass rush. I like Walker and Pierce that you got in the draft. I don't like what you got at linebacker. So I think you need Simmons. He's a free agent, right? Y'all had him from last year.
Mhm.
Then you got the guy from Cincinnati, Jesse Bates. So I think you need another corner, another wide receiver. You go 8 and 9, but you do beat my Patriots. Because when the schedule came out, I said that's gonna be the game we're gonna lose. I seen it. Something about that game stood out to me. And I think we lose to Atlanta. I said we either gonna beat Carolina and lose to Atlanta, or either beat Atlanta and lose to Carolina. So I got us beating Carolina and losing to a Fact. I think Fact's gonna beat us this year. So 8 and 9 for Atlanta.
Okay. How do we feel, Bro Talk? How do you feel about your team?
Well, when the schedule came out, I think it's a harder schedule than a lot of people think. If everything goes right, I think our ceiling is 12 wins. But realistically speaking, I think we're going to drop some that we shouldn't. And I think we'll come away with 10 wins, and that'll be enough to win the division. I think a lot of people, because of the only 3 games that he had, are sleeping a bit on Michael Penix. There's a little bit of a chemistry issue because he was going with the second team in practice in camp. You know, a lefty spin is completely different than a right arm throwing quarterback. I think you guys are sleeping at the offensive play calling with Zach Robinson in his second year. Kyle Pitts, yes, he's the subject. You know, Falcon fans either are on one side or the other.
Right.
I think he has a little bit of a resurgence, not the expectation everyone has. And then defensively, realistically, it was a defensive fumble by Jimmy Lake, who was the defensive coordinator. We bring in Jeff Ulbrich, who's bringing that attacking style front. I think that's going to help the secondary, help Mike Hughes. We drafted Xavier Watts to pair up with Jesse Bates.
Right.
Billy Bowman Jr. is going to play the nickel. I think it's not going to be like a top 10 defense by any means, but I think we're going to crack close to the top 15, which will help us win some games. And you can say it's a bold take. I think Atlanta has a top 5 offense this season. And I think
top 5?
Top 5. Top 5.
I think with Penix when Michael Penix getting a full offseason to get the playbook and know he's the guy now, I think that's going to help. Yeah, I think that's going to help them out big time.
And the thing about it is, you know, with all the interviews and camps and all that, Zach Robinson admitted that the playbook wasn't even fully open because he didn't want to overwhelm, you know, the offensive line, who besides our center, you know, Drew Dahlman's a Bear now. Everyone's the same. Left, right tackle, guards are the same. Nuzeel played for 8 games because Dahlman was on IR. So it's not like we lost a whole lot of pieces. It's a lot of the same coming back. They're adding to the playbook, and now he's building that chemistry. Plus, you guys, come on. We got Bijan Robinson. Nobody mentioned him.
I was about to say
nobody mentioned Bijan Robinson, man. Number 7.
He's a top 5. He's going to be a top 5 running back.
Top 3.
He's one of my favorites, actually.
I can't put him at top. I can't put him at number 1.
He's my number 1 fantasy running back next year.
Look,
and for good reason. I think Bijan's going to be a dog.
It's Saquon, Derrick Henry, and then it's Bijan. Spare me Jahmyr Gibbs. It's Bijan at top 3. Jahmyr Gibbs is not at the level of Bijan.
I'll hear the argument because Bijan. I think people sleep on Bijan because of the Atlanta Falcons record, but Bijan's a dude.
Yeah, we get that a lot. A lot of people sleep on the players because of the emblem on the helmet, so it's nothing new.
All right, so let's go with Pats. Let's finish this part of this segment of the show off. So Pats, we have Week 1 Raiders, we have Dolphins, Steelers, Panthers, Bills, Saints, Titans, Browns, the Falcons, the Bucks, the Jets, the Bengals, the Giants. Then they have a bye. And then they have the Bills, the Ravens, Jets, and then the Dolphins.
Boy, if that don't sound like a damn cakewalk.
No. Trust me. I know my team.
NFL Network just said they got the easiest schedule out of everybody, Ken.
The game is played on the field. Doesn't matter what they say. The game's played on the field.
Yeah, that sounds like some non-playoff teams to me, but go ahead.
Let's start with Bro Talk. What do we have real quick? Let's start with Bro Talk. What do we have real quick for wins?
Similar how Ken thought about the Falcons. That's how I think about the Patriots. I think they're one offseason away. I like what they did in the offseason. Free agents wise, I think they overpaid a little bit on some guys, but the market's the market. Love their draft. 8 wins. I think they finished 3rd in the division, and I think it's one more offseason before the Patriots are a force once again.
Okay. Down south, how do we feel? For wins.
Some of these dog fight. Yeah, I got them. I can see them getting about 8 or 9 wins with this schedule. I mean, man, it's some tough games on here. Obviously, you got the Bills in the division, uh, playing the Ravens. Jeez, Bengals. This is a tough
At
schedule.
Baltimore. I
Give
missed
Hey,
me,
that
keep
game.
keep it keep in
At
mind
Baltimore.
The Bengals defense is literally a high school defense. So keep that in mind.
yeah, man. But yeah, give me 8 wins out of this one.
All right. Marsh, real quick.
Oh, I ain't ready. Anyway, that's all right. I mean, I'll join the general consensus. I think it's an easy schedule. You got, I mean, yeah, you got teams like the Bills twice. Obviously, they're in your division. You play the Bengals, you play the Ravens, but you also play the Jets twice. You play the Giants, you play the Panthers, you play the
Saints.
Browns, the Titans, the Saints. Those aren't playoff teams. Those are bottom of the barrel teams.
Patriots not a playoff team either last year.
I could see 9 wins and second in the division.
Okay. What about you, Sunshine? Then we'll go into the chat.
Yeah, I think that let me I'm kind of with the general consensus, but I'm going to give them 9 wins. I think that as improved as some of the teams that they're going to see, because at the end of the day, guys, we're holding these teams and the teams they were last year. I agree with Ken. The games played on the field, that's when we will see who is who. These schedules, I mean, we don't know who's going to be good and who's going to be bad. We can only go off of what we knew from a year ago. A lot of these teams got better. They're playing the Ravens, they've got, but then again, just like Marshall said, they have a 3-game stretch where they got the Titans, the Browns, and the Saints. I mean, did the Saints get better? No. Did the Titans really get better? Nah, I mean, they got Cam Ward, but we'll see. I'm going to give them 9 wins, and call me I've said a lot of hot takes on here tonight. So let me go ahead and fill you all in, okay? The Patriots are going to finish second in the AFC East. Yep. All right. I think they sweep the Dolphins because the Dolphins are in a world of trouble right now. I've got the Dolphins at 4. I think there is a world where they can sweep the Jets. If not, they'll split. And if everything goes perfect, if Drake May's the guy and the weapons come together, you could possibly steal one in Buffalo. You look at Arizona, what Arizona did to Buffalo earlier in the season, took them to the ropes at the beginning of the season. And I think the Patriots can be better than the Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Patriots.
It is a fact of life that Josh Allen struggles against New England.
Yeah, give me New England. Give me New England at 9 wins, and second in the division.
All right. Let's get Ken's quick.
I'm gonna go. My gut telling me about 8 or 9. Like if everything goes, if you tell me right now, everybody gonna be healthy, our draft picks gonna pin out, Milton Williams and everybody like the big free agent class gonna pin out, we can win 10, 11 games. You tell me that. Okay. If you tell me it's gonna be a little half and half, I got us like a floor man 8 wins, but fantasy, I got a bone to pick with you. You did tell me you said you don't like Drake May, right? You say you don't see it.
No, I love Drake May. I love Drake May. I'm excited for that Drake May Cam Ward matchup. That's what I'm excited about that.
I could have sworn you said you wasn't a fan of May though.
Oh no. No, I like Drake May. I like Drake May.
Okay. You probably didn't say that because I could have sworn you said that you don't see it with May yet. You said that back in the.
Oh no, that was about Penix. I said I didn't. I needed another season of like with the chemistry issues and everything. I just needed another season with Penix.
But I think what people don't realize, like we got McDaniels back and Vrabel, he had some tough teams in Tennessee. They always in it. He took Ryan Tannehill to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah,
with Ryan freaking Tannehill.
Right.
So if May is who we think and who you took at number 3 overall, we should beat Atlanta at home. We should beat Carolina at home. We should beat some of these teams like that. We should. So and Dirty Bird, I'm gonna have to get you on the show later on this year too when we match up with y'all. But if everything goes right, I got 10, 11 wins. If not, the worst case, I say 8 wins. And second, no, I don't think we're gonna beat Miami though. I think we can never beat Miami in Miami. If we don't do nothing this year, I would love for us to beat Miami. I don't care about the Jets. I really don't care about Buffalo.
You're sweeping them, brother.
Miami.
You're gonna sweep down bad. I'm a firm believer.
Miami's finishing 4th.
Miami's down bad.
Miami though. We never beat them.
Here's a good question. Sarai, there's a really good question in return.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're talking about Miami, so let's go back to the chat because they have a question for everybody. I don't want to get
there. It is.
Yeah. So JJ says, "Do you think the Dolphins move on from Tua if this is a bad season? How do you guys feel?"
How are they
Thumbs
going to do
up or
that when they
thumbs
just gave him a
got that money.
contract?
Yeah, they just
They
gave
got
him a
that
big contract. Yeah, that'd be like a Kirk Cousins contract or a Dak contract to really get rid of, and I don't see that happening in Miami.
I did see that they have like a insurance policy on it because of his concussions issues.
I was about to say, yeah.
It's some, I don't ever wish ill, but if something like that happens,
Right.
that's their way out.
That's
No,
the
100%.
only way, right?
Well, at the end of the day, too, we have to remember it's a business, so they have to cover that end of things. Obviously, we don't wish that on Tua, but Tua has to prove that he can finish a season. Like it's a problem right now for the Dolphins. And then if Tua goes down, God forbid, who does Miami have throwing the football for him? Right?
Quinn
Like
Ewers?
Quinn Ewers.
Like, don't get me wrong, Quinn was great in college, but he's going to step in and lead an NFL team.
He might look good with Waddle and Tyreek Hill out there.
He didn't even look good with Matthew Golden on his team.
I said Mike.
Tyreek Hill need to get off of TikTok and get back on the field.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. So, and then somebody else in the chat had said that they kind of disagreed with a whole high school defense comment that was made. So just.
Listen, that's that. Yeah. She knows what she's talking about. Ask Sunshine. She knows what the hell she's talking about.
She said it's not a high school defense. I don't want to hate on the Bengals, but good Lord, listen. The Bengals. I have a problem with the Bengals right now because I want to get the consensus on this right now. Why are we treating Trey Hendrickson like he's?
I wish Howie would just pull the trigger.
It's their MO. This is not new to Bengals ownership. This is what they do
it's not.
to their stars. They haven't even signed their first round pick.
They did it with Jamar Chase. They did it with Higgins. You don't think they're not going to do it with Trey Hendrickson?
You have Bengals fans, bro. I made a video about it. You got Bengals fans on here telling me that he doesn't deserve it and he's being a whiny baby and he just needs to finish his contract. The Bengals promised him a pay raise had he performed. He's been the sack leader in back-to-back years.
That man's had TJ Watt numbers right now.
He's also not asking to be the top guy.
Yeah, he just wants to
being
That's what I was
paid.
about to say.
He wants value at the position.
Yeah.
The market is the market. Don't hate the player, hate the game. It's not his fault. It's not his fault the market keeps climbing. It's the Bengals' fault.
Yes.
That they keep dragging their people to sign him for a 3-year deal.
Right. No, wait. Bro talk. That's a perfect thing because I had someone saying, well, he's asking for too much money. He's not as good as JJ or Max Crosby or any of these guys. Had the Bengals jumped on this before Myles Garrett got his super contract and before Max Crosby got his super contract, you probably could have got away with paying him $13 million.
You sit on your hands too long, you pay the price, brother.
Guys, he has been in the NFL for 8 years. He's had double-digit sacks, half of that. For 4 years, he's had double-digit sacks.
I was happy when he left. I was happy when he left the NFC South. Let's just say
I bet you were. So Bengals fans, I don't have quite a bone to pick with them like I do with Ravens fans right now. But the Bengals, they gotta chill, man. They don't know what they have. Like, because if Trey Hendrickson leaves, who?
Listen, they have a new defensive coordinator coming straight out of college.
You see him, Sarai? You see him talking in the chat? That's crazy.
He came out of college. Their defensive tackles are weak. You have no edge rush. Sam Hubbard retired. If you don't pay Trey, he's sitting out. No Shamar Stewart. The corners are weak. Your safeties are terrible. Your linebackers. I know you guys feel some sort of way of Oren Burks. That was Vic Fangio's doing. He's not that great a linebacker. Logan Wilson's about their best defensive player.
I'm about to say, they got rid of Jermaine Pratt. They sent him down the road. They said, bye-bye.
He's still on the roster, but he wants to be traded. They're going to have to literally score 35-plus a game in order to win any games.
So, yeah, their final scores are going to be like 55-51, and they're like, dang, we couldn't get it done. No kidding.
I say, what's the whole Shamar Stewart situation? Is he holding out? Like, what is that deal?
So the issue.
Go ahead.
The issue is the Bengals have a situation going on like no other organization in the NFL.
Hold on.
They won't.
This is from a Bengals fan.
What do you say? Just know how to. But
she ain't wrong.
Essentially, they in his contract, if he gets hurt, he basically won't get paid, and that's why he won't sign it. If he gets hurt in like his rookie camp or whatever, something to that effect of him not getting paid.
It's the terminology.
But the Bengals, It's the
Right.
terminology. And the Bengals are the only one that do business like that, by the way.
It's nothing new.
So I have another question for you guys just to kind of finish up the segment here. So what is one team that you guys don't see on your schedule that you wanted to see this year? And the reason, I will go first and say, hey, like I wish we could play the Ravens. I think that's a great game that I wanted to see.
That's solid.
Again.
That is solid.
Hurts against Lamar, like there's just something electric about that. And then
it's little brother watching big brother actually win games.
I wouldn't mind seeing Coop hit Derrick Henry one more time, but yeah, that's kind of I wanted to see us play the Ravens. So unfortunately, we didn't. So let's go around and kind of talk about maybe one game that you don't see on the schedule that you wanted to see.
Who's up first? I mean, I'll go first.
Let's go Red Hawk.
I just because we always play each other well, doesn't matter what the teams are doing. I wanted the Eagles again. I love playing the Eagles personally. What do you mean? No, we beat y'all last year.
I can't wait for my turn.
You didn't want that smoke twice, brother.
You got beat by Kirk Cousins, a hobbled, no pushing off the back foot Achilles Kirk Cousins.
No, you lost by a drop. That's what you won by a drop. That's what happened.
That W still stands.
All
on
right.
that.
I got you.
That's road talk. I don't need opinions, Marshall.
Even the trash can gets taken every now and again.
What about Ken? Ken, who did you want to see?
I go with the Indianapolis Colts. I think they're an interesting team this year too. I'm gonna go with the Colts. They beat us last year. I don't even want to talk about that game, but it was crazy that they got us last year in New England. I go with the Colts. That Peyton and Brady always had a rivalry, so I go with the Colts.
Okay. What about down south? Who'd you want to see the Eagles play?
I wanted to put a mud hole in the Saints and the Cardinals.
Okay. What about Sunshine? Who do you want to see?
Oh, it's my turn. It's my turn. Oh.
It's your turn. I'm putting you down, okay? I might have to buzz you if you get too intense here.
Buckle up. So listen, there's two teams that I would not mind the Eagles play. One, it's the San Francisco 49ers, because for some reason, them brothers out there in San Fran think that we're just this team that doesn't belt them usually, right? They got that one win on us in 2023 when our defense was playing at a peewee level. So all of a sudden now it's, we own the Eagles. We beat the Super Bowl champs. No, you didn't, brother. No, you didn't. You beat the Pop Warner Sunshine Angels, okay? We got a brand new football team. Don't talk to me about that. On second, I agree with Bro Talk. I want them Falcons. You know why I want them Falcons? Sarai, you know why I want them Falcons?
Tell me why you want them Falcons.
Because the Falcons have beat us the last, what is it, Bro Talk, 7 times we played you? They had the longest active, I believe, winning streak against us.
It always comes down to the end. It always comes down to the end.
So, I'll be honest, I kind of want them before I want Tampa. Well, because they belted us every time we played them. I need to see Atlanta.
I wouldn't say belted. It comes down to the end. When you guys won the
Super Bowl, you know what I mean.
It came down to the end, right? Julio, got pushed out of bounds in 18, right? At the very end. That wild card game that Nick Foles, Julio dropped the ball, right? It went through his hands. And then a Monday night game, Julio on the screen to the house. Last year, Saquon drops it, Kirk leads it. Like, it's always popcorn. Like, it's always a great game. That's why I want to play the Eagles.
Yeah, I would say the Falcons and the Niners. The Niners more than the Falcons, just because that fan base has this weird diluted sense that they're this like dominant playoff team. Come on, brother. Like
you get to see Debo though.
Oh, I can't wait. Quinyanamo Bay is opening up a section in the left side of the wing for Debo Samuels. So I hope he gets nice and comfy.
I know you're not doing this on purpose, but the voice thing is hilarious.
It's coming out of me. It's coming out of me right now, man.
Listen, I think it's all been taken, but I'll piggyback. My two teams, actually, one hasn't been taken. First, I'll touch on Baltimore. Baltimore is one of those teams that, I just really felt like just talked a lot of smack last year, and it is what it is. Another team that I might have not been bad to see was the Bengals. I might want to see our defense against that offense. But realistically, and Sunshine's going to appreciate this one. The one I wanted to see, I wanted to give that boy Ghost. I wanted Seahawks so bad. I wanted Seahawks so bad. And I don't know why. I just thought we were going to get like an NFC West run. I thought we were going to get the Niners, the Seahawks, the Rams, and just kind of just didn't pan out that way. So,
okay, let's go to the chat. Sunshine, can you pull up the chat for me, please?
Yeah, got you. Let's go back to the beginning where we were. We've got the Michael podcast. The Niners, Raiders, Cowboys would complete the hate, so he's rocking with the Niners, and I agree with him.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see.
Who's
And we got Ivan, who says, "You mean the Seahawks?"
Ivan is an Eagles fan. Mm-hmm. So he's an Eagles fan, and he's saying Seahawks. Go Birds.
And we got JJ, who wants to see the Dallas Cowboys take on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay, that might be an interesting. That would be an interesting game for sure.
Cowboys don't want that. Liam Cohen's gonna run all over him.
And then we got
there's no defense. There's no defensive line.
So we got Stormy that says she wanted KC.
I see that now. Yep.
Bengals.
KC versus the Bengals. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a big, I mean, that's a huge rivalry for the Bengals, right? And I thought, it was very close last season. I enjoy watching the Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs get together. It's always like a shootout into the game type situation. Those are usually good games.
Right.
JJ said he wants the Cowboys and the Jags, so that way he can see Travis get locked up.
By who? By who?
That's what I'm wondering. Because Trayvon Diggs be getting ghosted.
Yes.
Woo! See ya.
Awesome.
Deron Bland? No.
Nah.
Not
Deron Bland won't even be a Cowboy next year, I don't think.
No. Matt Eberflus plays a lot of cover 1, cover 3. That Travis is going to eat him up in the middle of the field.
Eat him up.
Yeah, for sure. So Ken had to hop off because he's going to start his show. Just wanted to kind of get some final thoughts from you guys. Let me know kind of what you guys feel with the schedule. Are we ready for the 2025 NFL season? Some final thoughts real quick before we get off.
Yeah, sure. You can go ahead, bro. You can go first.
Yeah, I mean, once the Super Bowl's over, we all wait for the draft. Draft's over, we all wait for the schedule release, and the schedule release happens, and then it's like, we twiddle our thumbs until training camp. It's like, let's fast forward, let's get to the season. We all saw what we want to skip all the injuries, get to preseason, get to week 1. Yeah, I mean, I think we're all in the same boat. We all want to be there.
Yeah, September 4th can't get here soon enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with what these guys are saying. I mean, we wait all year long. It's basically Christmas for guys like us. September 4th is circled on the calendar, and not just, for Eagles fans. Like I'm sure, Bro Talk and the rest of the world are going to tune into that game because it's the first time in months that we get to watch real professional football, and it's the greatest sport on earth. In my opinion, it's what we love, what we're passionate about, right? It's what brought us all together. So I think that, it's just something really special about the NFL season, and I cannot wait, for the Eagles to try to go back to back and everyone try to dethrone them.
Okay. Down south, any final thoughts for us?
Yeah, man. We still on the victory lap. We the defending champs, and it'll be interesting to get everybody's best shot.
Okay. Marsh, how do we feel?
Sorry, what was the question?
I said, do you have any final thoughts for us?
Oh, no, yeah, just, September 4th can't get here soon enough. All the guys have touched on it. This is a part of the season that we're all looking forward to. Now we got a next part to look forward to, mini camps and training camp. And, guys, it's all downhill from here.
Okay.
No, agreed. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to come together. We finally get a little bit of some finality. Now we know what the schedules are. Content's going to ramp up. Man, the Sports Lounge, there's just huge things coming, right, for the upcoming season. We cannot wait to share this with you guys. We want to thank each and every one of everybody who came out tonight to support the Sports Lounge. You guys have been absolutely incredible. Thank you to Bro Talk for taking some time out of your schedule as well to join us here on the show. Loved having you, man. Excited for future collaborations. And guys, we are quite literally, if you really think about it, we're a month out. The Hall of Fame games in June. It's in June or July. I mean, we're a month to 2 months out from any kind of preseason football, and we're ready to take you guys on a ride. This is going to become the premier spot to get any of your sports content, guys, and we cannot wait to share it with you. Thank you guys all for coming out tonight and joining us for the schedule release. We appreciate you guys. You made the show absolutely incredible. And if anybody else wants to say anything, now's the time.
Yeah, you guys don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. That way you guys, and turn on your post notifications. That way you guys get all the action here, all things sports, and you guys are able to see when we go live. So turn those post notifications on.
Absolutely. And thank you for the Mogul podcast. It is July 31st. July 31st. All right, guys. Well, have an incredible rest of your night. I can't wait to see each and every one of you as the season goes on. And as always, from my side of things, go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds!
Start the game.